Sponsored in part by ERA King Real Estate. Welcome back, folks. We appreciate you for staying tuned and tuning in again to a great program of the Community Connection TV show, servicing Calhoun County on Cable 1 Channel 2 every Thursday night, 7 p.m., along with the other surrounding counties on the internet through Facebook. We are here with a special guest tonight. We appreciate him for stopping by and taking a break from his busy schedule and coming in to see us here at the Community Connection studio. And we have Eli Henderson. And of course, a lot of you are definitely familiar with who Eli is. And of course, Commissioner, District 3, I think is the official term.
Yeah.
And but Eli is involved in so many things. We wanted to have him on the show and talk a little bit about some things that are near and dear to his heart. And Eli, we've got about 10 minutes in this first segment, and we just want to give it over to you and let you talk about some things that are close to you. I think the Ohatchee area, just whatever you want to talk about and let the viewers know that's going on.
Well, years ago, we bought Janie Furnace, and the first portion that we bought the old furnace and 1 acre for $25,000. And since then, we purchased an additional 39 acres. We've got a 40-acre park out there, Mark, and we've turned it into a little bit of everything. We've got a big barn out there. We had a wedding yesterday. A lot of people get married out there.
Wow.
Twice a year we bring school kids. Yesterday, or Thursday and Friday of this past week, we had over 500 school kids from 5 different schools throughout Calhoun County. Kids that are in the 4th grade studying about Civil War history.
Right.
So we bring them out there and we show them a blacksmith. We fire the big cannon. We got some guys dressed up like Civil War veterans.
Okay.
That cannon will ring your ears.
Wow.
But the teachers love it, the kids love it, and we show them the furnace built in 1864. We also show them the Confederate Memorial Wall. Over 4,000 people from Calhoun County that fought in the war, that were involved in the war.
Right.
And what they did, they served Calhoun County in the war on the side of the Confederate States. And all those people we got one wall where it's got all of them listed that were killed in battle, a lot of them that were prisoners and came home after the war. But it's a fascinating story. We also take the kids through that. We take them to the museum. Short story about the museum. I'm an Auburn fan, but I'm also a history buff. And I'm a Civil War buff, and so is Paul Bryant Jr., Bear's son. So I asked him to speak about 10 years ago. After that, we became good friends, and he donated the concrete for the Confederate Memorial. He also donated the concrete for the floor for the new museum and gave us $75,000. But more important than anything, he forgave me for being an Auburn fan.
We do too, Eli. No, I'm kidding. We're impartial on this show.
All my family is Alabama fans. I'm probably the only Auburn fan left, particularly after last Saturday. But anyway, Paul Jr. became a good friend, and he's helped me considerably make that what it is, and I appreciate that. And it's not about Auburn or Alabama fans. It's about, I think, having your heart in the right place.
That's right.
And what I try to do is always keep my heart in the right place. But once again, talking about Janie Furnace, I was telling you, Mark, earlier, we're working on a log cabin that used to belong to Gerald Acker and his wife. And actually, the cabin belonged to the Daniels family, which is married. She was a married Daniel before she married Gerald Acker. Mm-hmm. But she is, her family owned the cabin. And last year's tornado blew the roof of it off, and he gave it to us. So I had our county work crew move the cabin to Janie Furnace, and we're reassembling it. And we've almost got it reassembled. And this coming weekend, which is the 13th, we'll have the Ohatchee Fest. We should have it just about ready. Paul Kervin and his band is going to play music on the front porch Now, this cabin,
okay.
built in 1847.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to that. And this coming Saturday also, we'll have the car show. The Shriners will have their car show up there.
Well, actually, that's already happened by the time they see this episode.
Right.
So.
This will be air when.
But it was a great event, folks.
Thank you very much. But anyway, we'll have got a lot of things going on out there. The museum, I lost some sleepless nights about the museum. You ever build a museum and don't have anything to put in it?
Right.
That's tough. And we got it full. After 3 years, it's full.
I visited out there a few months back, and with the Confederate reenactment.
Yes.
I got in at the very end of that, so I didn't get to see all the effects
Now, you're not
of that.
a Yankee, are you?
No. Born and raised right here. Don't have anything against the Yankees, but they're.
Well, I don't either. I was just kidding about that. We kid. One day they dress up like Yankees.
Right.
The next day they dress up like Confederates.
Yeah.
So they make it happen, but it's turned out to be a big event.
That was what I saw of it at the end. Just the ending of it was really great, and we saw the artifacts and all the Indian, Indian relics, and that was just really impressive. My daughters really loved it too.
Well, I love history, Mark, and at some point in time, we're all going to be history.
Exactly.
So what I try to do is preserve all of our history that I can, and being a county commissioner all these years, I've been able to do a lot of things that I couldn't have done otherwise.
I knew we had something in common. You preserve history in the physical, and I preserve history in video.
Hello, it works.
Yes.
But I just, when I came to office years ago, one of the things we've done as a county commission, there was always a need for recreation in the rural parts of the county.
Right.
In the cities, you've got cities that can do their own recreation because they can use city money, and they've got things, they got monies to do it with and make it happen. In the counties, we never had that luxury, and nobody really led that effort. So when I got elected, I wanted to build some parks and recreation areas throughout the county.
Right.
And at Wellborn, we've got, when I was a kid growing up, I thought I was the best athlete there ever was.
Right.
I thought that.
Yeah.
I was not. I'm fortunate to score the first touchdown at Wellborn High School, though, so I can lay claim to that, that great job.
That's history. That's
part of history.
That's part of history.
But we never had a place to play on out there for our kids, so when I got elected, we made that happen. We've got a park out there. We got a place for our baseball kids to play.
Yeah.
We've got a park for our football program. And we do a lot of things now throughout the county, not only at Wellborn, but we do it. JD has built a beautiful park in Alexander out there.
Yeah.
He says, Eli, I'm on top of all you've done.
That's a good competition out there because things get done. Yeah.
JD does a wonderful job, and we're just real fortunate to have a commission that works extremely well together. Tim Hodges, Rudy Abbott, Pappy Dunn. We lost Pappy, but Rudy probably is somewhere today working on somebody's baseball field.
Oh yeah.
But he does a wonderful job, and we all do, and we just work for the quality of life in counties. Years ago, quality of life was something that it was an afterthought. It was always about roads and bridges, which we've still got a lot of responsibility with roads and bridges, but the number one agenda now is the quality of life business. We just try to preserve our history that we've got in the county. We try to create recreation areas and quality of places of living for people to visit.
Right.
But we work hard at it.
You guys have done a lot of good work, a lot of things that you've been responsible for and done. Eli, walk us back a little bit in time. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been in office and what got you interested in what you do now.
Well, the reason I ran for office back in '94, I just retired from the depot, and I wanted to see if I could figure out a way through some political equation to provide some recreation for our kids in Wellborn. When I was a kid growing up, me and Rudy Abbott, we used to have to hitchhike all the way to Anniston. The only place you could play in an organized league was in the city of Anniston. So what I wanted to do was get a place in our area so kids could stay out of trouble,
right,
and play ball and play football, play basketball, and play softball or baseball in our own community. So we were able to do that about the second year we were in office. I never will forget the look on the guy's face the first year I was there, and I told them why I was there. And they said, well, we don't do that. And I said, where does it say that we can't do that?
Right.
So we started a new beginning. Gosh, it's been, I've been there 18 years, but about 15 years ago. I started this first year I was there, but it took a couple of years for it to catch on.
Right.
But since then, Rudy Abbott, he told me when he ran, he said, Eli, I want to run for the same reasons you did. He said, I want some recreation for our people.
Right.
Out in the Piedmont area, outside of Jacksonville, he wanted to address the issues of people on the outside not living in cities for recreation, those type of things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you, they got a beautiful park out there at Welborn. That's where I went to high school. Y'all don't hold that against me. No, I'm kidding.
Did you really go to Welborn?
I did. There used to be a class of '87. There used to be a lot of rivalry back in those days, more than now. I mean, now it's not like it was.
No.
But back then, the Oxford, Welborn, Saxe, and Anniston groups were just like this, football-wise. They were just right there.
Oh, my goodness.
And so, that's not the same now because they've got different divisions. Unlike then it was different. They always played each other back then, and that caused a lot of, different kind of rivalries and stuff. But everybody's kind of winning their own professional school way now. And
Scott,
more unified.
Scott, my boy, Scott Henderson, and Shane Denham, who's going to be the next police chief of Anderson, by the way, they played on the same team, and they lost 4 games in 3 years. 2 of those games was to Oxford.
Oh, yeah.
But, I'm proud of my Welborn connections.
Yeah.
You remember in the old days, we had all of Bynum, we had all of Coldwater.
Right. That was where I was. I was a Bynum kid, and I was in Bynum Elementary, and then, of course, the next step was Welborn High.
Right. But, I'm proud of our sheriff. How many people do you know, Mark, that graduated from Welborn High School has ever been president of the National Sheriff's Association?
Wow.
So I'm so proud of Larry Emerson. We don't always agree. We do his budget.
Right.
And he always needs more money.
Oh, yeah.
But I respect and admire Larry very well. I think he's probably the best sheriff we've ever had.
Yeah.
And I know that Shane Denham is going to do a good job as our police chief here at Anderson.
Right.
But I just admire all those people, including you. I'm glad you're a Welborn grad now that I know that.
Now that you realize that, good old Panther. Well, Eli, don't go anywhere. We're going to break away for our next segment, so hang out with us. And folks, we'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. Don't touch that mouse pad for those on the internet. And for those on Cable One, stay tuned, and we will be right back after this short commercial break. And we're going to go to a business spotlight, and we'll see you then. So stay connected.
Last year, I challenged our relocation team to be even better. Their response was, it will cost you your 42-year-old mustache. Today, we're the only platinum recognized Cardis USA broker in the state of Alabama. I sure miss that mustache.
We are proud to introduce to you Radioactive, located in Pelham since 1985. Radioactive strives to build their reputation on honesty and integrity by offering high-quality products and knowledgeable service. They offer a comprehensive range of products and professional installation for your home theater and automotive needs. Radioactive stands behind their work and has the reputation to back it up. Give them a call for all of your home theater, vinyl wrap, and car stereo needs. Call 205-663-1859.
What sets ERA King apart? Lead management technology and search engine optimization, virtual tours, curbside audio, enhanced listings with TruliaHomes.com and Realtor.com on every single listing. Yes, and rule number 1, just do the right thing.
Welcome back, folks. We appreciate you for staying connected, and we are here again with our special friend, Eli Henderson. Many of you out there know him, and if you don't, his official title is Commissioner of District 3. And so I just know him as Eli the Commissioner. So anyway, Eli's a great guy. We're glad to have him on the show, and he's taking time out of his busy schedule because, as you heard earlier, and as you'll hear again, he's got so many things going on. He likes to stay busy. I don't know why. I guess it keeps him out of trouble. But I tell you what, if we were all a little bit more busier in the right things instead of the wrong things, a lot more would get done and a lot more people would be blessed. So we appreciate him, and we appreciate all that you're doing out there in the county too, folks. You know who you are. We just want to come back and just kind of touch base a little bit, Eli, with the history of, we were talking about Wellborn. You didn't know I was a Wellborn Panther, and many people out there probably don't like me now for that. No, I'm just kidding. But there used to be a lot more rivalry than there is now. But, all of our schools are great, all of them.
Oxford is doing a wonderful job. Most of our folks, your folks and our folks, are all at Oxford. I got 2 grandkids at Oxford.
Right.
And it's all about Oxford. My grandkids can't say Oxford. It's Oxford. Oxford.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of Oxford, and they've come so far, and we got a lot of relatives down there, got a lot of kin folks. And speaking of relatives, you probably didn't know this, but I've got 16 brothers and sisters.
Whoa.
There's 17 kids and a mom and dad. There was 19 of us. Somebody once said that, Eli said, you've got good communication skills. I said, you learn that when you sleep 5 to a bed.
Yeah.
Roll over, you're on top of me, get over.
You got to negotiate there.
had a tough life growing up, but
yeah,
we've come light years.
I'm an only child, so I can't imagine that.
You don't have a clue, Mark.
I don't have a clue. I got 4 kids, and they're all girls, so I had to deal with that. So it gets a little moody around my house sometimes. But I don't know about all the brothers and sisters, man. That's something.
But we were talking about the school colors for Wellborn.
Yeah.
We first started at Wellborn in 1954. They combined Yuleton Junior High and Mechanicsville Junior High. And we were all there in 1954, the first year of Wellborn High School. And we were choosing the school colors, we were choosing the mascot, we were choosing all those things. Mm-hmm. So I was chairman of the color committee. And so my job was to go out and look at all the other schools, see what kind of colors we wanted for a new school.
Right.
Well, I could not find a color that nobody else had. Everybody else had all the colors. Mm-hmm. So I came back and I suggested that we go with black and white. All those kids had a fit. We don't want black and white. Mm-hmm. That's awful. Well, I convinced them that black and white was the only thing left, and black and white wasn't that bad. So we got black and white. And today, if you tried to change black and white,
yeah, they'd be fighting you.
They'd be fighting.
I was about to say, it works.
It works.
It works for the Panthers.
It works for the Panthers, and it will never change. It'll always be black and white.
Right. Yeah.
But that's an interesting story, and it's a true story.
Yeah. Now things got a little wild out there at Wellborn back in my day. I was class of '87, and I remember 1984 annual. Some of you out there watching will remember this annual. They got this was back in the '80s, so things got crazy. And they actually designed that annual. It was black and white, but they added a little red on that one. Yes. And they had blades on there spelling out Wellborn High Panthers, and they got a little graphic that had some blood dripping off of it. So it was back in the horror movie time, and all the graphics were just getting kind of wild. So they got wild with it, but we had some fun times at Wellborn. It was just a really great school, great times, and I know everybody's really thankful for everything that you've been able to help get going there with all the people that came together for that, and it's just a real blessing to the folks.
Well, I got my Marine Corps shirt on today, the Semper Fi, always faithful Marine Corps slogan. And as soon as I got out of high school, I joined the Marines. I was already bad, you know that. So when I got to Parris Island, I found out I wasn't really all that bad.
Right, yeah.
But we touched on briefly about the Marine Corps League. We've had a Marine Corps League for the last 3 years, and I helped organize that. And last year we gathered over 6,000 toys. The Marine Corps League has got a nationwide Toys for Tots program that we've got all the advertisement by the country singers. Mm-hmm. And last year, it was just amazing how many toys we got for the kids of Calhoun County. Had 6,000 toys. We had so many toys, we like to not have gave all of them away.
Wow.
But we
it's
did
a good problem.
We hook up with the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
the Marine Corps League and the Salvation Army, we make that happen, and I'm very proud of what all my fellow Marines have been able to do.
That's awesome.
For kids that are deserving and can't afford a bicycle or
Right.
a toy for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Great. That's great works right there. We appreciate that. Folks, it's time to already take a break, so I can't believe it's our time's up, but stay with us. We'll be right back again. So, folks, stay connected, and we will be right back. So don't touch that dial, and we got a special musician spotlight coming up for you next, too. So stay connected.
Planning an event? Be sure to call Top Notch Events and Rentals. They have all that you need for all of your wedding and special rental needs. Inflatable bounce houses, slides and vending, lighting and draperies. Don't forget about their fantastic line of formal wear. That's Top Notch Events and Rentals, located in Anniston, Alabama, 239-4950.
What sets ERA King apart? Lead management technology and search engine optimization, virtual tours, curbside audio, enhanced listings with TruliaHomes.com and Realtor.com on every single listing. Yes, and rule number one, just do the right thing.
I'm attorney Ray Bryan. I spend my time away from the office doing everything I can to take care of my family. And that same mentality comes to work with me every day. When I sit across from a client facing a divorce, a custody problem, injury, or other legal matter, my first thought is, what do I have to do to protect them? When you step into my office, you can rest assured that I'll do everything I can to protect your interests. Call the law offices of Raymond C. Bryan today.
I saw Dad last night. I'm worried.
Yeah, me too. Ever since his surgery, he can't get around like he used to.
My friend Ellen called Home Helpers to care for her parents. They love their caregiver. She helps them live independently at home.
For over a decade, Home Helpers has been making life easier for those in need. Visit Home Helpers for more information and to receive your free care packet.
Cowboy, we were riding out one dark and muggy day. Gonna reach he rested as he went along his way. Lord, it was a mighty hurt, realized as he saw bright and ragged skies and nobody draw. Ranch was still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horses black and sunny and their hot breath you can feel. Above the bear went through him and they thundered to the sky. So the riders coming hard, heard their multiplies. Oh, yippee-yi-yi. their ships all so to speak. Riding hard up in the hearse, but they ain't come yet. They got rock fire running, they were up in the sky. There's snorting fire right on the Enterprise.
Have you ever thought about having a lifelong career instead of a job? Working for yourself instead of someone else? If this sounds good to you, check us out at eraking.com. Then give us a call. State-of-the-art tools and support. We teach real estate the right way.
Folks, we appreciate you for staying connected, and we hope that you enjoyed that musician spotlight. And folks, when you see our sponsors out there, the ones that are advertised on our show, thank them, go see them, tell them you saw them on the show, do business with them, because those guys, they're not just being a sponsor of our show for advertising, but they're also helping us put on charity ads for free. People like the United Way and things like that, and guests when they come on talk about their charities. We don't charge anything for those spots, folks. That's free as a community service, and we're trying to just bless them and help the community come together with the charities. And we just appreciate all that our sponsors do for us on that note. We're here with our special guest, Eli Henderson, wrapping up our last segment of the show. And Eli, what would you like to leave everybody with on a few words of wisdom?
Well, I love to be creative. I love to be different than what most people have ever done as a county commissioner, and I've been able to do that. Mm-hmm. One of the things I always thought about was we need to have more love in the world.
Right.
And if you ride down the road and you see a sign that says, tell 3 people today that you love them, or you see a sign that says, show 3 people today that you love them, mm-hmm. I think that's quite adequate. If we had more love in the world, we wouldn't have time to get even.
That's right.
People always trying to get even. Life is so short.
Yeah.
And I try to tell somebody every day that I haven't even met that I love them. Yeah. Mark, you're pretty hard to love, I bet you. But I'm going to tell you I love you anyway.
Now, my wife might tell you that, but no, I'm just kidding. We love you too, Eli, and you're exactly right. If there's more love in the world, I read a book that's a real good book, and it says the exact same thing. It's called the Bible, and I believe in it. I believe in it wholly, so and it is holy.
Amen.
But I believe in it in its entirety, and it tells you the same thing Eli's saying. So with love in the world and more love in the world, hey, that's the answer to the world's problems.
Hello.
Help each other out. And,
it's not all that complicated.
Yeah. Just treat your fellow neighbor as you'd want them to treat you, and it'll all work itself out, won't it?
Amen.
Yeah. Well, Eli, we sure appreciate you for taking your time and being on the show. Don't be a stranger. Come back with us, man.
I will be back.
And see us soon, okay? And folks, be sure to get out there like he was mentioning earlier. Go see Janie Furnace, and 'cause I'm going to tell you, it's worth the trip. There's a lot of people that still hadn't been out there that live right here locally.
It's free. The museum is free.
Yeah. It's my kids loved it, and so Indian artifacts. We're gonna have to bring you back on sometime. Maybe bring a couple of Indian artifacts. Exactly. We'll show some footage of the Janie Furnace Museum, and just let everybody kind of get an inside view of it.
Good.
All right.
I like that.
Thank you, Eli, and folks, we appreciate you. Keep tuning in. Tell a friend. If you're a friend on Facebook and watching us there, hey, share our episode so more people can see us, and we appreciate you. So, folks, stay connected.